Chapter 7 Energy Flow in an Ecosystem. Subtopics Food Chain and Food Web, the Energy Pyramid, Biogeochemical Cycles. Let's recall the basics related to this chapter. Ecosystem, a biological community of interacting organisms and their physical environment. That means the living organisms or biotic factors and abiotic factors or physical component are linked together through nutrient cycle and energy flow. Food chain, the sequence of transfer of matter and energy in the form of food from organisms to organism is known as food chain. Food web, a food web is the natural interconnection of food chains and a graphical representation of what eats what in an ecological community. Trophic level. Each level in the food chain is called a trophic level. A trophic level is the step at which the organism obtains its food in the chain. The amount of matter and energy gradually decreases from producers at lowest level to top consumers at the highest level. Pyramid of energy. Obtaining food in the food chain means exchange of energy too. The initial quantity of energy goes on decreasing at every level of energy exchange. Similarly, the number of organisms also decreases from the lowest level to the highest level. This pattern of energy exchange in an ecosystem is called a pyramid of energy. Now here what is to understand is why it gains the pyramid shape. Reason is at every trophic level some amount of energy is used up by the organism for its own growth and to carry on life processes. So little amount of energy is passed on to the upper trophic level and hence it goes on decreasing. Reason for decrease in number of organism is the decreased energy level at higher trophic level can complement the survival of less number of organism as compared to the lower trophic level. That's the reason we get the energy pyramid. Now, where does the energy go after the death of apex consumer? After the death of apex consumer, the energy becomes available to the decomposers and the scavengers. The decomposers break down waste material and dead matter into simple carbon compounds. These substances easily mix with air, water and soil, from where they are again absorbed by plants and incorporated into the food chain. Here are variety of decomposers in the picture. The snails, the beetles, earthworm, flies, bugs, slugs, fungi, centipedes, etc. Besides decomposers, the scavengers also consume the remains of dead body. The one-way flow of energy. The sun is the most important source of energy in any ecosystem. Green plants of the ecosystem store some of the solar energy in the form of food. This energy is passed on from one trophic level to the next and at last to the decomposers. The decomposers dissipate some amount of energy in the form of heat. However, no part of energy ever returns to the sun. Hence, such passage of energy is referred to as one-way or unidirectional flow of energy. Biogeochemical cycle. Though the energy flow in an ecosystem is one way, the flow of nutrients is cyclic. The cyclical flow of nutrients within an ecosystem is called the biogeochemical cycle. Nutrients necessary for the growth of organisms are continuously transferred from abiotic to biotic factors and from biotic to abiotic factors within an ecosystem through the medium of lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere. The biogeochemical cycles are categorized into two categories: gaseous cycle, sedimentary cycle. Gaseous cycle: an accumulation of the main abiotic gaseous material is found in the Earth's atmosphere. It includes nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, etc. An sedimentary cycle: an accumulation of main abiotic solid nutrient material is found in soil, sediment and sedimentary rocks, etc. It includes soil components like iron, calcium, phosphorus, etc. The carbon cycle: the circulation and recycling of carbon from the atmosphere to living organisms and after their death back to the atmosphere is called the carbon cycle. Abiotic carbon atoms are circulated and recycled into biotic form mainly through photosynthesis and respiration. Plants convert carbon dioxide into carbohydrates by the process of photosynthesis. They produce carbon compounds like proteins and fats too. How does the carbon cycle enters the organism's body at different trophic level? The herbivores feed upon plants. The carnivores feed upon herbivores. And the apex consumer or carnivores feed upon lower carnivores. In this way, biotic carbon is transported from plants to different trophic levels. Eventually, after death, all types of consumer are decomposed by decomposers and carbon dioxide is released again into the atmosphere and is used up again by the plants, and thus the cycle goes on. The oxygen cycle. Oxygen forms 21% of the atmosphere. Circulation and recycling of oxygen within the biosphere is called the oxygen cycle. Oxygen is continuously produced as well as used up in the atmosphere. Oxygen is released in the process of photosynthesis where it is used up in the process like respiration, combustion, decomposition, corrosion, rusting, etc. Do you know what are aerobes? Most microorganisms use oxygen for respiration. Such microbes are called aerobes. Microbes which do not need oxygen are called anaerobes. Oxygen is important for the synthesis of proteins, carbohydrates and fats too. It is also used in various chemical reactions. Ozone is produced from oxygen through various atmospheric processes. Nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen forms 78%, that is the maximum portion of the atmosphere. The circulation and recycling of nitrogen gas into the form of different compounds through various biotic and abiotic processes in nature is called the nitrogen cycle. All organisms participate in the nitrogen cycle as it is an important component of protein and nucleic acids. Most organisms cannot use the free form of nitrogen. It is available to all organisms through some processes. The important processes of nitrogen cycle. First, nitrogen fixation. second ammonification, third nitrification, fourth denitrification. Nitrogen fixation. Conversion of nitrogen into nitrates and nitrites through atmospheric, industrial and biological processes is nitrogen fixation. So let's understand nitrogen fixation. During thundering and lightning, the atmospheric nitrogen combines with oxygen and forms nitrates and nitrites. These compounds mixes with rainwater and falls on the ground and are seeped into the soil. In the soil, nitrogen fixing bacteria, the rhizobium, the azotobacter, etc. help these compounds to reach the plants, and through plants nitrogen reaches to different organisms. This is called nitrogen fixation. Ammonification. Release of ammonia through decomposition of dead bodies and excretory waste of organism is the process of ammonification. Nitrification. Conversion of ammonia into a nitrite and then nitrate is nitrification. Denitrification. Conversion of nitrogen compounds into gaseous nitrogen back to the nature is known as denitrification. That's all for the day. Thank you.